It's July here in Durham Region, and as temperatures are rising, home prices are falling. I'm Lucas Bolahood with the Bolahood Group Real Estate Services here at Coldwell Banker RMR Real Estate, and here's your July housing market report for Durham Region. After the first half of 2025 saw an increase in the available inventory on the market and a disengaged pool of buyers, July was actually the first month where we saw an increase in our month-over-month sales numbers and a drop in the amount of new listings and overall inventory available for sale in the region. This resulted in an 8% drop in our months of inventory numbers from 3.6% in June down to 3.3% in July. And in a time of year that is traditionally a slower real estate market, this was a really good sign. And our average sale price did drop by about $6,000 in raw numbers, but that was actually less than 1% overall. So a very good sign, especially in what is traditionally a slower time of year. As sellers shifted their expectations to better align with today's current market conditions, we saw both an increase in sales and a reduction in the amount of inventory available on the market. Now that either meant that some of the potential sellers realized that they weren't going to get the number that they required from the marketplace today, or they reduced their price and finally found their number. Our marketplace experienced an increase of average time on market by 19%, and actually an increase of 4 days on market on average, and that's likely a result of our sellers' expectations having been shifting. A homeowner may have had their home listed for a higher price, and they've since gone to reduce it, again aligning better with the current market conditions, and have then since sold. So some of these homes that have taken a little bit longer to sell have shifted that average up a little bit. And then we combine that with the 5.6% increase in our sales to new listing ratio, it would appear that buyers have a little bit more confidence in the marketplace and have decided to go home shopping. Now, even as the Bank of Canada elected to hold rates at 2.75% in July, this spike in buyer activity may be a flash in the pan and could just be a short-lived little blip in engagement, or a true positive step forward to what we're going to see in the fall marketplace. So what do you think the future holds here in real estate in Durham? Now, if we were to take a quick look at the numbers year over year, we saw a 4.2% increase in the number of sales month over month. If we look at the average sale price, that dropped about 0.75 of a percentage point. Our new listings decreased by 10%, and our active inventory dropped by nearly 4% overall. And again, that days on market increased by 19%, and our sales to new listing increased to 5.6%, up to over 41% overall. So that's now suggesting 2 in 5 homes, or 4 in 10, are going to sell in a given month. And again, our months of inventory declined by 8%, down to 3.3 months of inventory. The most interesting thing here, I think, is when we do look back at what happened in 2024 compared to today in the month of July. And in terms of sales, there was a 9% increase in the number of sales this month than it was in July of 2024. That's a big jump. The average sale price, though, did drop by 3.3%, and the average sale price at that point was in the 950s. When we look at the active listings available, yes, inventory is way up, 23% year over year, even still today. And our time on market has increased as well. So even though we're at 3.3 months of inventory, it still is a softer seller's market. So it's one thing to take away here, or 3 things you should take away from this, is rising home sales is a great sign for sellers and the market as a whole. It's great to see more buyers are getting comfortable with the conditions we're dealing with, and understanding that the rates may continue to drop, but affordability is improving, and they're growing confident in the economy that way. So that's a positive sign to see. Inventory levels, they have come down for all types of homes across the board, but that doesn't mean that sellers are regaining any leverage here in these negotiations. So keep that in mind. What is for sale currently is your competition, as well as what has sold recently, are still very important, because we are facing some negative pressure on home prices, even still after a great month of buyer engagement in July. And lastly, for any aspiring buyers out there, You want to target homes that have seen that high time on market start to climb as you see the summer start to roll into its back half here. You might see something where the last price change that they've conducted was maybe 30 days or so ago. And those are some good targets if you're trying to find a home that nobody's really looking at right now because it's been overpriced for an extended period of time. So you might find a unique opportunity to secure a home when no one else is watching. So again, what do you think this means for the fall? What do you think this means for the end of 2025? I'd love to hear some of your thoughts. So thank you so much for watching today. Feel free to like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment, or send this to any of your friends or family who may find it useful. Thank you again for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your month.